8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Animal farm. The story started. The animals of the manor farm lived badly. Their farmer, Mr. Jones, is a mean and drunken man that exploited them. One day, old Major, the pigs who led the animals, called a meeting of all the animals. Old Major told them about a dream he had the previous night. He had dreamed about an old song called Beasts of England, which started a resistance against the human beings. When old Major sang the song, most other animals started to join in. Everyone was excited about the rebelling. Old Major, however, died a few days later, and the young pigs, Snowball and Napoleon, started leading the preparation for the rebellion. About 3 months later, they revolted against their farmer, their owner, Mr. Jones, and they took over the farm successfully. The purpose of the revolution was to create a fair society made only by animals, and it was based on the 7 commandments such as 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, and most importantly, all animals are equal. They also changed the name of the farm to Animal Farm from Manor Farm.
All animals are equal.
Snowball is an innovating and smart pig. Meanwhile, Napoleon was a big and cruel-looking pig started to fight for leadership. In the meantime, Mr. Jones was planning to attack to get back the farm back. But when he did, the animals won the battle called the Battle of the Cowshed. Mr. Jones was forced to stay out of the farm. One day, when Snowball announced his plan to the whole animal about building a windmill, Napoleon arrived in the park with 9 big cruel dogs that made Snowball run away bleeding and probably dead. From that day, Napoleon was a real dictator of the farm. He sent his dog to eat up any animals who didn't agree with him. If something went wrong, they worked so hard, and Napoleon blamed it on Snowball. According to Napoleon, Snowball was sneaking around Animal Farm, ruining everything.
What was he really planning?
And fell while he was building a windmill. Napoleon deemed he was useless and sent him to be slaughtered. Now Napoleon had no pity on everybody or anybody that went on his ways. He and the pigs were like Mr. Jones. They are exploiting the other animals and they took advantage and exploited the foolishness of the animals remaining there. They came into contact with human beings for business, although they have said it was forbidden. It's clearly they ate their own words. In the end, they became the things they avoided the most, just like the human being. They started to walk on their legs, and they replaced the new ones with a new one which says 4 legs good, 2 legs better. Nothing was changed, and resistance it seemed futile.
Power. Power is one of the important themes in Animal Farm. It portrays to Mr. John, the farmer, owns the farm and animals. He used his farm and whip to control order and maintain his superiority and power. It also shows that the animal have the power to challenge Mr. John and rebel against him to take over the farm. The story explores how the pigs use ideology and propaganda to establish themselves to take over the farm. However, during the rule of Napoleon, the Black Pig, some animals who seemed strange than other animals did not use his strength to break free from the pig's ruling because it is the strongest animal, but yet he did not do anything. In the movie Animal Farm, Old Mayer, the old pig leader, can be related to one of the noticeable philosophers, Karl Marx. He was a German philosopher who lived during the 19th century. His ideas form the basis of communism. His ideas are collectively known as Marxism. Just like the movie Animal Farm, he developed theory on how power structure in society keep people under control. We can see that in the movie, the animals are divided after the death of Snowball and then ruled by Napoleon. Even since then, two classes are formed in the animal society. The one with power, the pigs, and the one under the power, animals. Power can be exercised to maintain one's position. From the movie, Napoleon severely punished animals with flea center that have rebelled against them. Through fear and intimidation, he controls the animal and maintains his position. As stated by Machiavelli, using violence and terror upon ruling is necessary to maintain gender equality. In the movie and even in the book of Animal Farm, there are patriarchal groups led by characters such as Napoleon, Snowball, and Squealer. Throughout the movie, there is no sign of any female part on the farm. A feminist would most likely notice this and would question the issue based on gender equality. The movie or the book Animal Farm, it was simply stated that females are not regarded the same as men on the farm or even worth to mention for that matter. However, there was one time where female animal species worth monitoring is the hens. The movie show the Napoleon gains benefit when he extracts the egg from the hen to something to his liking. He declared that the hens must surrender 400 eggs a week. It seems to portray that females are source of income and can be used for exploitation for that purpose. One of the noticeable philosophers, Mary Wollstonecraft, argued that many women are silly and superficial, treating as toy. She stated that the reason for this weakness is not to be found in a nature deficiency, because it means that the denial of education by men. It could be Animal Farm is an old movie and female have not fully acknowledged. Thus, the way that hens are treated is presumed as toy by Wollstonecraft as they only used for benefit.
In conclusion, Animal Farm provides a very important lesson for all who read it. It shows that the true intent of some can often be surrounded with clever rhetoric and captivating speech, often the leading message into confusion and vulnerability. Although the characters in the novel were animal and could be considered unintelligent, the novel conveys that we humans are no better when it comes to exploiting one another with the power of words. As we stayed through the window, it was no question now. The animal outside looked from pig to the man, and from man to the pig, and from pig to the man again, but already it was impossible to say which was which.